The story that comes to mind, I could pick an individual child, but I think the most important story that touches my heart is about Rachel Laughlin. When I first moved here 4 years ago, she called me and the name didn't click, and as it turned out, she was a child, a student, back in a district that I worked in many years ago, so she knew who I was before I knew who she was. And when we began talking about it, what she said to me really touched me, and that she said, "Rosanna, the reason I started this ministry is because I would have been one of those children that needed the backpack program, but it wasn't there for me. And so I want to do this for children that were in the same position that I was in."
We've been doing the Backpacks for Kids program at Clyde Elementary for the last several years. The students are nominated by their teacher, and a committee comes together and approves those applications for backpacks. The backpacks are distributed once a week, and those students take those backpacks home with food enough to substantiate their meals for a good portion of the weekend.
I've had a lot of experience with the Backpacks program. My children actually did receive the backpacks for a few years. Since I went to work at Clyde Elementary School, I was able to see the other side of the backpack program, because I assisted in delivering the backpacks to the children when they would bring them on Fridays, and I got to see the children's interactions with getting the backpacks. A little girl that we have in the elementary school that has been on the program since she was in kindergarten, and she has just blossomed through the past few years at the school and with the backpack program, and she is, you can see how much appreciation she has for the program and having the extra food, and she has explained how the food has helped her. She's very knowledgeable in what the program is about, and she's just so appreciative of everything, and just to see her face and how happy she gets, it makes it all worth being a part of.
I would say that poverty would be the biggest cause of childhood hunger in Clyde. Many families just have one working parent, and that parent's working at minimum wage or just slightly over, and parents cannot afford to feed their families.
In the absence of poverty, sometimes it's just neglect.
I don't think they can think clearly or sit clearly, or it makes a huge impact on their educational success or academic success, because their basic needs have to be met first, and hunger is one of those. So I think it affects all aspects of their education.
Well, the kindergartners that I've seen that are struggling with this that's all they can think about is the food. If the breakfast that we give them usually is not enough, and they're wanting to save some back for later at home, because at school's the only place they are sure that they're going to get food. It's on their mind all the time, on the ones that are severely neglected and struggling with hunger.
And I think it also makes them feel inferior to other children.
I believe that hunger affects them in trying to concentrate, be diligent about getting their homework done. Certainly behaviorally, it affects them. They go into the fight or flight system, where they're wanting to feed their hunger pain instead of getting things done and getting their jobs completed at home.
Well, it's been wonderful, because it's helped some of those that helped me as a teacher, and it's helped the kids feel more secure that they will have something to eat. And before the backpack program, teachers were buying food and setting it back and making sure they had some to go home.
Who have really benefited from this backpack program, and that sometimes children need this program and you're not really aware of it until you kind of start digging into their family life and their socioeconomic conditions.
They're very excited, and they can't wait to go see go to the room and get their backpack, and they don't want to miss that. They love it.
The kids are ecstatic when the announcement is made for Clyde campers or Clyde backpacks to come. They're excited about carrying their backpacks to class, and they get on the bus and want to share what's inside their backpack, although probably shouldn't always do that. But they're just they know that that's what it's going to take to help them make it through the weekend.
Always seemed very grateful, happy to get them. They look forward to getting them every Friday. Some of them have parents who work on the weekends, and that gives them additional food, additional snacks, additional nutrition that will help them when their parents aren't around to take care of them properly.
Yes, very much so. I've seen their minds be able to focus on their studies instead of survival.
You know, we have security cameras in our hallways, and one little girl reported to us several years ago that her snacks were missing from her locker. And by using the security camera footage, we saw exactly who went to the locker and who took the food, and it was very surprising to us to see who that child was. But when we got to the bottom of the situation, the child did it out of desperation because the child was hungry almost all the time. And we were able to get her into the backpack program, and it just made a whole lot of difference in her performance in the classroom, her attitude, her sense of well-being. She just became a happier kid. Just almost a great program. We need to dig deeper and find more of them who can benefit from the program.
So it's been a wonderful thing.
At the end of this year, there have been times where we thought that each Friday when the food is delivered, Rachel told them, Laughlin, who of course was her baby initially, it's actually her calling or her ministry, I think you could really say. And so she had told the children, I'm running out of money and I don't know if I'm going to be back next week. And so the children were deeply concerned about that, and they would come up to me on Wednesday or Thursday and say, are they coming? Are they coming? And then when we call it Friday Kids on my campus, and so we call for Friday Kids, and they know they're supposed to get their backpacks, and so there's a big smile on their face, and I have to keep them from running down the hallway, so it makes a huge impact on they miss the food when it is not there and cannot be delivered.
It's been a very good thing for Clyde, I think.